Well, hey, neighbor, it's me, Angie. Come on in. This is our live neighborhood chat. Yeah, I didn't put up a. I thank y'all for coming and visiting me today. I'm glad y'all were here. And I'm going to have to tell you all that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And I will have my neighborhood. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Well, it's Wednesday, 2:31 p.m. here in Mississippi. Let me see what the degrees is. What are y'all doing? Let's see. The sun's shining. I do know that. 79 degrees right now. Well, it went above the high. The high was only supposed to be 78, so we've reached it and went over the high. Welcome in, welcome in. So, what is happening in your world today? I'm trying to still get used to my wheelchair. I got bruises on my arm where I've been bumping into stuff. I think I got some. Oh, I got a scratch right there running into stuff with my wheelchair. Scratches and bruises. I don't know. It's just more powerful than my other wheelchair. It's got an outside mode and an inside mode, and even the inside mode is like really strong, really powerful. And I went outside in it the other day when James was working in the garden, and Lincoln was riding the tractor. And I haven't put it in full speed indoors or outdoors. So I really don't know how fast it will go. But I'm thinking it'll go a lot faster than my other, which they told me it was going to be more powerful than than the one I had before. Which it went up to a 5. I'm not sure what this will go up to. Let's see. Indoor. Ooh, hold on. Let's see. I really don't know. It's just got a line, you know, that shows that it's going up a notch. So I really don't know how fast it'll go. Hey, John, how are you doing? I'm just talking about my new wheelchair. I've got bruises, scratched my arm right there, running into stuff, having wrecks in my new wheelchair. It's a lot more powerful than my other wheelchair. But it's been rough, I'm telling you. I've been running into doors and trying to learn how to manipulate it. Hey, Miss Meow Meow, welcome in. I'm new to your channel. I'm watching from Scotland. Well, welcome in. Um, the sun's shining here today. It's 79 degrees. James is outside cutting the grass. Hey, Claudette, my beautiful twin. I was just telling them, Claudette, I got bruises, scratching myself with the new wheelchair, running into things, having wrecks. It's just so much stronger. Cloudy 64 in Southern California. I think 64 degrees would be nice. What is it in Scotland? What's the weather in Scotland, Miss Meow Meow? Oh, blink twice if it was Mr. James. No, I think it's this signal. I think that's the signal for abuse. Ella, Ella, Ella. Welcome in, Ella, Ella, Ella. I watched your video with your new palette. I saw where you wasn't happy about getting shoes. Well, the people that were supposed to come to my house to do the decluttering and the spring clean are going to be here tomorrow. The lady, something happened. She overbooked or something. And they're supposed to be here tomorrow. That's why I went live today, because I wouldn't be able to go live tomorrow because they're going to be cleaning and all that. Y'all check out Save here first. Ella, Ella, Ella. She's going to have an auction. She got a new palette that she's going to have some new items. So y'all need to check out her channel. You need to check out John Lucas. And there's Angie's Oddities. Welcome in, honey bunny. How are you? All these people are resellers. Check out Angie's channel. I'm sure Claudette's dropping the links. John, he sells with Angela Retail and Vintage. I can never get her name straight. I know who she is. Her name is Angela. Angela Vintage and Resale. I think I may have gotten it right then. But he sells with her and Uni Magic. They make a great trifecta. Let's just say that. A great trifecta. And Ella sells with only Ella on her. No, she sells with, on some days she's with by herself, but most of the time she's with Adventures with Victoria and Picky Nikki, and those are two great channels. And then she has guests sometimes, and every month she has a community sale or something that, different people can come on and sell on her channel. Hey, Madeline, how are you? Welcome in. Good to see you. Madeline crochets, and she crocheted me this beautiful, well, I don't guess it's like a crochet. It's like a yarn dog. It's made out of yarn, and it is the cutest thing. Let me show y'all something. Oh, if I can find. Oh, yeah, here we go. I have these available. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it looks like that. Is that not the cutest thing ever? There's her information. She's so talented. Very talented. I just love it. Love it, love it. Hey, treasure woman, how are you doing? Welcome in. So what y'all got going on today? John said it's 64 degrees where he is. There's Christina, my sister. She does a lot of good short videos. If y'all are not a person that has a very long attention span, you need to go right on over there at Christina's and watch her little short videos. She dumpster dives, and she does little videos of her beautiful daughter. And she has a little fur baby. And Ray is her husband. Yeah, she does. Ella is amazing. There's Naz. Hey, Naz. Have you heard from Judy May, Naz? I mean, has anybody, people have been messaging me, asking me if I heard from her. And I really would like to get I'm okay, because I'm really thinking about her lately. My channel's just got my cats and kitten videos. May I send link on here? Claudetta, share your link, Miss Mau Mau. You're welcome. Oh, the grandbabies are fine as wine and half as sweet. No, they're more than sweet. We got Easter coming up, and it should be really good this year because Lincoln's walking. He's old enough he might not understand about hunting Easter eggs, but he's going to get a good taste of it because I'm sure Berkeley's going to show him. But, Libby won't be but 6 months old next month. And so we got 3 grandbabies. Both of my sisters will be here. My oldest sister doesn't have any grandbabies, but my youngest sister does. She has some grandbabies. So I'm sure they'll be here and we'll have an Easter egg hunt. Have y'all seen those boxes of Easter eggs that they're selling on the TikTok shop where you open them up and they got little prizes in them? They're little plastic eggs. Have y'all seen those? I got to order some of those. My fur baby just got spayed. Oh, every fur baby we've ever had has either been spayed or neutered. We do not spay. We spayed and neuter everything we have around here, which we haven't, and that includes James and myself. We've been spayed and neutered. But we haven't had a pet, which we had a fur baby the entire time our children were growing up, from the time Matt was born until they both left. And then our last fur baby, Lulu, was a little Chihuahua, and she passed away. And I just told James, I said, I can't do it anymore. I mean, it took a toll on me emotionally because, you get attached to those fur babies. And I was like, James, I can't. We can't. But, I'm about ready now. It's been a few years. And I'm about ready to get another one. But we just go see the grandbabies in Louisiana. And though they have 2 dogs, and I'm sure it'd be fine if we brought ours, I don't know if we want the responsibility of a pet. And if we go on vacation with the family, we have to find somewhere to, someone to keep the pet. I don't know if I want to go through all that again. I'm glad to hear it, Angie. I'm glad she's doing well. Hey, Rudy, how are you? I know. I wish Judy May would contact somebody. Cruising Koozie, welcome in. Welcome in. Jonas Sales, welcome in. I'm so glad to see y'all today. Claudette's just dropping those links, and Christina, I help her too. I have the best mods. Yep. You been spayed too? Yeah. My cat just had a litter. They're so cute. I bet they are. John said, I'm like that too. I'm not ready yet. It's hard on your heart when they pass. It is. See, James trained labs to retrieve ducks. He did that as a hobby. So we had 3 labs. And Casper, Deuce. Yeah, I just went blank. Casper was mine. Deuce was Taylor's. And Taylor won Deuce. She wrote an essay and sent it into this magazine, this Field and Stream magazine. And she won that lab by writing an essay of why she wanted a Labrador Retriever. And so she won Deuce. And James's lab was black. And y'all, if he knew that I couldn't think of that dog's name, he would flip out. I just went blank. We had him for years, but we had Domino, our little poodle that we had for 16 years. Oh my gosh. That dog was an inside pet and he was just like family. And you want to talk about devastation when that puppy passed away? We still talk about him to this day. Oh, you have a good cat sitter? See, that means a lot. I've mimicked other people's dogs. Oh, okay. Misha's groomers also do boarding. They're pretty reasonable. Yeah, we used to have to put Domino and Lulu when we'd go on vacation. We'd have to board them, and they were really good, you know. But they didn't treat them like we treated them. I mean, they wasn't ugly to them, but they were spoiled here at our house. And so I feel like I'm before I pass on into the beautiful sky above, I'll have another fur baby. Especially if I get to where my disease takes me to where I can't travel at all. I'll probably get a fur baby. Holly Gibbs, welcome in. Yeah, y'all, he won ribbons and everything with this lab. I mean, this lab was won ribbons, like trophies, and I cannot think of that black lab's name. I just have gone blank. I don't know. Every time I think I'm done with pets, God brings me another one that needs love. I understand that. Lulu just showed up at our house one day, and we always said we just have male dogs because I told James I wasn't having female dogs because we don't need to reproduce. And Lulu shows up, so we put up posters and everything, trying to find who she belonged to, and said, please come get her. We have female dogs and blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Nothing. Months went on, nothing. Do you know nobody ever claimed Lulu, and she was with us about 12 years and nobody ever come. And we finally went and had her spayed and she became a really good baby. And Bella showed up at our house, which Matt has Bella now. And she was pregnant with 9 puppies. She had 9 puppies. And we had to get rid of, people got the puppies and all that. And Matt took her and got her spayed. And she's been living with him in Louisiana since he left home. So we really did. But they show up here, just periodically. And if one showed up here, like those two did, I'd probably take the puppy in, but not just to go out and get one. No. My dad actually named his poodle. We got him Dog. He actually named him Dog. Ours was named Domino because he was black, but he had one white spot right here. You know those the game dominoes, and it was a black domino with the little white dots that you keep points. It had 1 and 2 and all that. That's why we named Domino because it reminded us of the game. Hey Deborah, welcome in. Y'all check out Deborah's channel. She has auctions and she collabs with other channels. Check her out. She's cool. I'm cleaning my front porch for the snack. Hope everyone is having a blessed. Okay, come on in. We have put 2 of our fur babies down in the past It's real hard to do. We have one that's 12 years old, and now we dread that day. Yes, we had to put Domino. Well, we put Lulu down because her kidneys was failing. I don't even want to talk about what happened to Domino because it was bad. I mean, we didn't do it, and the labs we had to put down because they got up in age. Thank y'all for coming in. Hey, Susan, how are you? Welcome in, darling. I'm sitting here unboxing a box from Josie and just stumbled upon you girls here. Well, come on in. We're just talking. I got us a new thing to try out. And just when I get through speaking to everybody, it's going to be fun. My cat, familiars will always just show up and let me know if there's a house now, but I can stay. I had 2 pass away last year. It's hard. Yes. I had dried cranberries, raisins, and a protein bar for my snack. Oh, that sounds good. Hey, Leon, welcome in. How you doing, Leon? When are you coming back to the YouTube world? I'm so glad, Susan. We're glad to have you. So I've started cleaning out a few things for when the ladies get here. I got 3 plastic bags full of stuff that I'm going to donate just out of this room right here, out of the YouTube room. 3 bags of donations. And I'm talking about the big clear plastic bags that James brings from work that they put their pellets in because they make plastic pellets that people buy and make water bottles, Coke bottles, anything plastic. James and them make the little pellets, and then they turn them into a finished product. James and them, they do not make a finished product. They just sell the pellets and they make sure it's the right color, because plastic is a different color with different companies. Like you may see a plastic blue, you might see a plastic white, it's different colors. Well, they sell the pellet that turn into the finished product. That's where James works. Oh, I hope so too, Leon. I hope you're doing well. He's been working there since 97. So 28 years this May. It'll be 30 years in 2027. It'll be 30 years. And I think that's when he's retiring. When he's worked there 30 years, he's going to retire. If he don't get to retire before then, it'll probably be in 2027. Hey, Larry, how are you doing? Welcome in. I caught Larry this morning. I didn't realize Larry had started. Hey, Aisha, I didn't realize that Larry had started doing the morning thing again. When did you start doing that, Larry? But I used to catch Larry a lot when he used to come on before Victoria. I think it was him, and then Victoria would come on after him. And then Larry stopped coming on so early. There's Sassy Mary. Y'all, if y'all have not went over and looked at that little short video I did on the Afghan that Sassy Mary made for me, y'all got to go over there and watch it. It's about 2 minutes. It may not even be 2 minutes long. May not be 2 minutes. But it is beautiful. Oh, and I forgot to say this in the video, but it smells so good when I got it out of the little package. It had a bounce in there, like a bounce you throw into like the dryer. So it smelled really good too. And And I wanted to mention that in the video and I forgot. But it looked just like you would go to a store and purchase this out of a store. Everything was just, you could not even tell where it started and where it ended. I'll just tell you that. That's how tight crocheted it was. It was so on point, and it beautiful colors. And and it lays perfect over my lap. Not that I get cold a lot, but sometimes I just am in my gown and house coat. So I like to cover my legs up in case somebody comes to the door that early in the morning, or, you know, I don't know, just to cover up. I missed all the hellos. I was pulling bins of glass and gemstone jewelry out. Yeah, I imagine you stay busy. I do it at different times. I take care of my mom. Oh, okay, Larry. You're a good son, Larry, if you take care of your mom. That's awesome. All pure love and comfy in a homemade Afghan. Yeah, it is beautiful. Beautiful. This is for everyone here. I know it's on the 30th of March, but I put it here. Happy Mother's Day for everyone. Our Mother's Day's in May. Is do y'all have Mother's Day in March, Leon? I need to go watch that video of the gift Sassy made you. How sweet is she? I know it's beautiful. That Afghan is gorgeous. The colors are pretty. I know. And then James want to act like, oh, I want to cover up with it. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not. I don't know who you think you are, but just because you're married to me don't mean I have to share. No. Yes, going to get my hubby shortly from the Senior Day Center. Hey, Zeus, how are you? Oh, it is? Oh, okay. Ours is in May. We have Mother's Day in May and Father's Day in June here in the United States. When do y'all have that in Canada, Claudette? Do y'all have Mother's Day and Father's Day in Canada? I can't remember. I can't remember if y'all do or not. My eyes are watering. I finally got my new computer over in the cart. Like James keeps telling me to order it. And I went for a week or so and said, I want to, but I don't want to. And I finally went and found the one I wanted, moved it over into the cart. And I hadn't actually hit the button where it says buy now. I hadn't actually hit the button. I don't know what I'm waiting on. I mean, I really don't. It's just, oh, I know once I put out that money, then I'm going to have to take the time to switch over to that new computer. And my neighbor's already said he would come over and set it up for me and everything. So I don't have that to worry about. But it's just going to something new. And it's like I got to get my brain right. I got to get right in my head that I want to do that. I know that sounds strange. Yes, just like you guys, Mother's Day is usually May 12th, and Father's Day is just, yes, that's right. It has been 13 years since I lost my mom. I lost my mom, and I miss her. I bet you do, Leon. I bet you do. Yep. Oh, that can be a sad thing. I bet you do. That's the thing about holidays and birthdays coming around when you lose someone. It's not easy. It's not easy. So what y'all gonna do the rest of the week? I got the cleaning people coming, so we're going to be cleaning out. James goes back to work in the morning. Let me tell y'all something. I just heard him come in, but he's not going to be here Thursday and Friday. He's going to be working days. So I'm going to get rid of some of his stuff. And then when he goes to look for it, I'm going to say, oh, I guess I let the ladies take it out. I thought you didn't want it anymore. Yeah. So it's going to be a blessing that he's going to be working. Shh, don't tell him. Don't tell him. But anyway, I'm gonna try not to get rid of something that I know he desperately needs, but clothes that he hadn't worn in 10 years has got to go bye-bye. That's all I'm saying. I put the dryer sheet in the package since I didn't know how long it would be in the mail. It traveled, didn't it? This package traveled all over the United States. It just was floating. Just took it a trip. Just went on a trip. So true. My fiance. Wait. So true. My fiance was murdered on Christmas. Oh no, Holly. Oh no. No, no, no. I'm so sorry. Bless your heart. Ooh, that makes my heart hurt. Mm. So James has these clothes. Let me talk kind of low. James has these clothes in his closet that he hasn't worn. Now, needless to say, I do too. But I hadn't been able to walk up in my closet because I'm in a wheelchair now to clean out my closet, or I would have already cleaned it out. So it's been about 5 years since I've cleaned my walk-in closet out. But we could say it's been 10 or 12 years since he's cleaned out his closet. And I'm just going to take stuff out and just donate it. He'll probably see somebody in the next town over with his shirt on one day in Walmart, and he'll say, oh, I used to have a shirt like that, which could possibly be his shirt, but we won't tell him that. But yeah, he can't let go of stuff. And I've just got to the point where I've got to let go of it. This room, just this room, this YouTube room, I got 3 bags of donations out of, and a bag of garbage. Just this little room. And I can tell you this, if I hadn't seen it get up to 3 bags, I could have probably got rid of other things in this room that I really can live without. You know? Sorry I'm late. I've been sewing. Oh, that's okay, Josie. Welcome in. Uh Josie, everybody knows Josie. That's my girl. She has auctions. She'll have one Friday. I usually go live on Thursday, so I usually say tomorrow, but today I'm going live on Wednesday because the people are coming tomorrow and Friday. But I was going to show Josie. I'm wrecking my wheelchair. I got scratches and bruises all over me from running into stuff, trying to learn it. And this thing will raise up almost as high as my refrigerator for me to reach on top of my refrigerator. And it'll lay back almost to my head touches the floor, which scares me to death. I don't like that. Josie, what are you sewing? Oh, what are you doing pillowcases? I'm taking notes on this sneak attack. I need tips. My new friend is a hoarder. He is starting a new full-time job April Fool's Day. Oh, I'm glad you're doing pillowcases, Josie. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It may be a blessing in disguise because they were supposed to come Monday and Tuesday, and James would have been off. And this man just can't let go of stuff. I mean, when you have a shirt and clothes that you had back in high school that you can't let go of, it's a problem. So we're gonna have to let go of some things. And I'm just going to pick out some things that I think that somebody else can benefit from. And if he sees the person wearing them in town or in the next town over, he'll just have to see it. Oh, you have an order for pillowcases, so you're not just making extra sets. You're just doing it on order, like if somebody wants them. Is that what you're saying? Laughing out loud, cut out all that reckless driving before they call the police on you. I know. This thing, they told me it was going to go faster and the battery was going to last longer and it was going to do more things. They told me that before I got it. But oh my gosh, it you would think one wheelchair isn't that different than another wheelchair, you know, and that's what I was thinking. Well, I know what an electric wheelchair, I can do that. It's a learning curve to an electric wheelchair, I'm telling you. You think that you see people that are in an electric wheelchair, oh, I can do that. But you have a joystick and all this stuff. It's not easy. Well, I'm in my old one. I'm thinking, well, how much different can a new one be? I mean, I'm used to this one. I can do the other one. No, one is not the same as the other. I can assure you it's not. He does to I've got bags going out to donate mine and his, of course. Yeah. I'm donating ours. I have to tell you the story of my brother when his wheelchair got stuck in a store. Oh yeah, Josie, I want to hear that. I want to hear that. Well, and another thing, you would think like me going outside and coming in, I done got it down to a science with my other wheelchair coming in and out the front door. I could gear it down, go up the ramp, I could spin in, I was good to go. Well, I thought I was just going to be able to do this in this new one. No. And this one has an indoor mode and an outdoor mode. That means that it goes even faster outside than it does on the inside. And I have stayed in turtle. It has a turtle mode, a turtle mode, and a rabbit mode. Needless to say, I have not even made it to rabbit mode yet. I mean, rabbit mode has not even come into the picture. I've been in turtle for ever since I got the chair. I've been in turtle, creeping along. Josie, that might be a story for the when you did the show, everybody tell a story. That might be a story for that. Mud tires, joystick, and spins, goes faster. Yeehaw! Yeah, it is just, and the tires, the wheels are, on this wheelchair are larger, are bigger than the ones on my older, and this one sits up higher than my other wheelchair. It's amazing how different it is. I have a hard time driving those Zoom Zooms at Walmart. Yeah. Yeah, Josie, because I've thought of 3 different stories since you've had that show. I thought, oh, I should have told this story. Oh, I should have told that story. I've thought of 3 stories since you had that show. Josie did on her other channel, Josie Cares. She did a show on people to come up on her panel and tell a funny story that happened to them in their life. And it was fun. The stories that people can tell about things that has happened to them is hilarious. Yeah, slow and steady. But my blood work come back. Let me tell y'all this. Let me go back and tell the story. My son and daughter-in-law want me to take that shot that people are taking for their being a diabetic. Zempic, and it's two other kind. I don't know. It's just different ones. So my son was listening to a podcast and they said it was good for fatty liver. And see, I have fatty liver and all that. My liver's enlarged because of my autoimmune disease. So he wanted me to try this shot, which I'm overweight from the steroids and inflammation from my autoimmune disease. And he and my daughter-in-law wanted me to try this shot that they can take, that you can take. So I got him to check my A1C, my thyroid, my potassium, my sodium. Um, they just did the total full. They checked everything, and he called back. His nurse called and said, "Your A1C is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. It's good." That's a blessing. I'm like, that's wonderful. I said, well, my son and daughter-in-law wanted me to try this uh shot, which I didn't want to do it because when I try anything different, I have to be careful because it could throw my autoimmune disease into overdrive. So I have to be careful putting anything into my body, and I wasn't going to do it anyway, but I wasn't going to tell him. I just didn't feel like that was for me. But I appreciated him, you know, thinking about me with the condition and all. So I asked the nurse, I said, I told her what he wanted. She said, your insurance is not going to pay for that because you're not a diabetic. So you can rule that out unless you want to pay for the shot yourself. And the way I understand it, the shot is very expensive. I don't know if it is or not. I've never had it prescribed. Yeah. Hey, Brazilla, Brazilla, welcome in. That's the shot the doctor ordered for me. It was made for people with type 2 diabetics, which I am. I went to get it and it was $300 a week. I walked out. Oh no, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that. Especially if I took it and it gave me a reaction to my autoimmune disease. And I would have thought, okay, I paid $300 to have a setback. And I can't do that. Majaro, that's what they wanted me to Majaro, that's what they wanted me to take. If it was type 1 diabetic or 65 years old, it would cost me nothing. I'm only 8 months from 65, so I'll see if my sugars are still too high then. You know, when you take so many steroids for so long, it can affect your sugar levels, and it can cause you to become a diabetic just by taking too many steroids. But by the grace of God, that has not happened to me yet, and I hope it does not. It's so expensive because many people who aren't diabetic are getting it. Half of the stars are on it. Oh, okay, I got you. Hey, Yankee Kyle, welcome in. My fiance took the shot. He liked it and lost weight, but ended up having to have gastric bypass surgery. I was a diabetic for 26 years on insulin, 3 types of medication. My husband had gastric bypass surgery over 20 something years ago. And he has not, and when I say gastric bypass, I'm not talking about the sleeve. I'm talking about the Roux-en-Y, where it's more invasive. And he hasn't gained any. Well, he weighed 320 pounds and he ranges anywhere from 195 to 210. and he's maintained that for over 20 years. It might be different in the states, but that sure is costly to throw up all day. Yeah, big pharmacy makes big. Yes, you are right, Josie. And I don't want anything foreign in my body that I don't know unless they say this could save your life. And I look back now, and if I knew what I know now about steroids, which I didn't, and it's my fault that I didn't research it before I started them, because I didn't think I was going to be on them as long as I have been, I would have never started taking steroids. I thought I was only going to take them for a couple of months, and then I wouldn't have to take them anymore. Well, that did not happen with my autoimmune disease. And I could have let it just play out the way it was supposed to play out. And maybe I should have done that just to see what would happen if I didn't take anything. But I chose steroids, and now they're awful. I just started Mounjaro. It's hard on your digestive system. Mimi, what do you mean? What do you mean? It makes you go to the bathroom? Is that what it does? I'm on Trilips. It's over 900 for a month supply. I'm on Medicaid. I only pay $3.90. Oh, well, that's good. I have had very good luck with. Oh, you had the Roux-en-Y? James had not had. The only thing James has had over the years is his sugar drops at night while he's sleeping, or like he's really tired. He's worked like 12-hour days for 5 days in a row, and it's been hot weather, and his he has hypoglycemia, but he does not drink out of a straw ever. He has not since he had the surgery, which if you drink out of a straw, that promotes gas. He's not had a drop of alcohol since he had the surgery. He didn't have any sweets up until about 15 years after he had the surgery. And then he started eating sweets a little bit. He don't eat sweets that much. He has done just about everything exactly the way the doctors has told him to do it. My brother tried call of it. He's a diabetic. He tried side effects with all them. See, that's what I'm talking about. I have enough going on. I don't need to take something that's going to throw me into full blown side effects of something. No. Angie, next July 26th, my parents will be married for 4 years. Wonderful. Next, let's see, this May, the 16th, James and I will be married 38 years. Our 40th isn't until 2027. Our 40th wedding anniversary. All right, here we go, guys. We're just going to play this. I hope y'all know y'all's movies. All right, y'all ready? I'm diabetic. Was on this for 3 years. Doctor wanted to try something new. Yeah, but what it nausea, stomach pain, etc. I don't want nausea. No, 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 no. I don't want nausea. James and you and Ray and I were married in May of 1987 is when we were married. Yep. We might have to get together, Christina, and celebrate our 40th. That would be fun. You could come to Louisiana and we could meet you in Louisiana where your family is. Your fiance was on Trulicity. I can't pronounce all these. February. Oh, you were married before us. All right. So the first question, these are movies. How well do you know your movies? Some of these I didn't know. I'm gonna give y'all some uh details about some movies. Watching what you eat would better control. Yes, Josie. Yes. That's what I told James. I said I'd rather just do it with diet. I'd rather do it with diet. That would be great. I got to get a car and we can do that. Yes, that would be wonderful. Our 43rd is December and 50 years together, the May 27th. Oh, wow. Um, yeah, congratulations. We're fixing to put my Jeep up for sale. Actually, Taylor looked up the blue book value on it because we're selling our Jeep to get a van or a SUV that I can just drive my wheelchair up into the vehicle and James don't have to load it on the back. So that's what we're about to do now. Watching your sugar and exercise goes a long way. Yes. I did get my sugars down with turmeric and other kitchen items. I'll still need it to 8 or below to start one total knee replacement, then the other months later. Oh, I just want you to get those, Claudette. I am ready for you to get those. Oh, hey, Amy. How are you doing? There's another reseller. You know, most of my peoples are in the auction world. Amy has auctions. Cool Ranch Dorito. That's who I'm talking about. You need to go over there and check her channel out. She's awesome. She collabs with other channels too. Claudette just dropped her link. You know, it's really amazing that my A1C was good. My liver function was good. My kidney function was good. Uh, my sodium, my potassium, all my blood work come back good, which is a blessing for what I have. It made me feel great. Waiting 6 years. Oh no. If I could just get rid of the pain that I'm in on a daily basis, I would probably live a very productive life, which I do now, but I would be more productive. Like yesterday, my physical therapist came and they're fixing to fit me for AFO, a brace to go on my right foot because I have foot drop. And he stands me up. I stand up at the sink and I don't have my regular grip socks on where, I don't slip and slide. So he gets down at my feet and he brings my bad foot to the position where I'm standing like a regular person. I'm standing straight. Well, I just start wobbling like this, feeling like I'm going to fall. And I just get so weak. And I'm telling him, Warren, I'm fixing to fall. I'm about to fall because it felt like my right foot was like numb, like when one of your limbs go to sleep, it felt like my right foot was asleep and it was just gonna slip out from under me and I was just gonna fall right there in front of the sink. And he was like, okay, sit down. You don't have the right your socks on that grip the floor so you won't slip. And so he's supposed to be bringing a guy that makes the AFO here at the house and going to measure me for it and everything to get a brace. Unfortunately for me, the steroids I had to take during chemotherapy and then different steroids for bronchitis and 3 months of steroids for weird eye condition. I just can't go back to my normal weight. Oh, Amy, Amy, I weighed 190 pounds when I was diagnosed with this autoimmune disease, sarcoidosis, and I thought I was huge and I was fat and I just needed to get down to 175 where I was. I never dreamed that steroids would blow me up like they have. When they first started treating me because my autoimmune disease was just out of control, 80 milligrams of steroids a day. 80. 80. I wanted to eat the walls of my house. It made me so hungry, but I really wasn't hungry, but my brain was telling me I was hungry. I got that round face, where you that pumpkin face you get for when you are on so many steroids. And what you have to understand is when you take steroids, you can't just stop taking steroids. You have to wean off of steroids. So I had to wean from 80 milligrams. Now I'm on a 7.5 milligram of steroids. I had weaned myself down to 1 milligram. It took me 10 months to wean myself down to 1 milligram of steroids. And I thought, oh, I'm about to get off these steroids. This is going to be great. The 2 days before I was supposed to stop taking my steroids, I had a relapse in my autoimmune disease and could not get up one morning. I woke up. I could not get up out of the bed. James had to help me up out of the bed. I was so weak. I could not hold my head up. I could not raise my hands up. I just felt like a Raggedy Ann doll. I was just like, what is wrong? I mean, it was bad. But the night that I woke up that morning, that night before, I was fine. The next morning I woke up, I could not move. It was just like everything was just limp. So I waited till about 3 o'clock that day, and James kept telling me, you got to call your doctor. And I kept saying, no, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. It didn't get better. But I knew as soon as I called my neurologist, she was going to say, start the steroids again. And when she told me that on the phone, that I needed to start back at 10, after it took me 10 months to get down to 1, I was so heartbroken. I just sat there and cried because of all that work I did to get down to that 1 milligram of steroid. And when I took that 10 milligram of steroid to start back, and James kept telling me, you got to live. You can't live like this, Angie. You got to take it. But to me, it didn't feel like that. To me, it felt like poison. It was devastating. But now I'm back down to 7.5. Hey, Lori, my friend, how are you? My vitamin D levels have gotten to a dangerous. That's why you have rickets. It's caused by legs to be weak and badly. Yeah, I know what rickets are. I have a cousin that did that, but see, I have to take vitamin D by prescription. I take vitamin D once a week by prescription, and in the winter it gets really bad, but now that it's spring and summer, I'll get out and get the sunlight. I'm not diabetic, and it doesn't matter if I control my food intake. My point is that steroids help for a bit, and then they kill your. I'm either going to die from my autoimmune disease, or steroids are going to kill me. That's going to be my destiny. I already know that because Steroids are Satan. I just want to tell y'all. Now, for a short period of time, if you have to take steroids for a short period of time, like a week or 2 week period, and you can wean off, if you have a pulled muscle, if you have a, bronchitis, a sinus infection, something that you only have to take steroids for a week or maybe 10 days, fine. You can recover from that. But if you have to take steroids as long as I've taken them, it's just going, and see, it's just like I tell people, if I ever get diagnosed with the C word, I don't even want to say it out of my mouth, chemo and radiation is not an option for me. Which in a way, I'm glad, because I don't have to make that decision, because I have a pacemaker. My heart is not strong enough to withstand radiation or chemo. It would not stand it. It just would go against everything. I started taking, hold on a minute, Q10 vitamin chewables for energy boost. It's amazing. I got them from Ella. Now, that's one thing with my autoimmune disease. I have 0 energy level. 0. I mean, I have to literally push myself on a daily basis. And then once every 6 months, I'll have a good day and I won't want to go to sleep, because I'll look at James and say, oh, I know when I wake up in the morning, it's going to be like it was. But I'll have a great day, and the pain level will be like a 2 or a 3. Because most days my pain level is like 8 or 9, and that's taking stuff for pain. And then Monday, my pain level was like a 12. And some stranger could have come off the road and said, well, we got this new drug that you can take for pain, and it costs $5,000. I would say, where do I sign? Where do I sign? Because I was hurting that bad. I mean, really. And I know it's because the barometer dropped and it was the weather. I knew it was the weather. Now, Tuesday was better. But Monday was bad. Yes, QOQ is a wonderful supplement. I'm going to have to try that. Let me write that down. QO-Q. Steroids are the devil. Great for what they do, but the side effects are horrible. I take B12 daily. Game changer. Well, I take shots. I take a shot a week. That reminds me, James has got to give me my shot today. But I take a B12 shot every week. I take vitamin D prescribed. I was doing the B12 shots every 2 weeks. And then I was telling him about my energy level, and he's like, well, try the B12s. We'll go to once a week for a little bit and see if that helps. And I would never do chemo. See, I don't think I would either, which now, like I said, I don't even have a choice. I don't even have a choice. With all the sun I get, I'm still vitamin D deficient. I'm on a 20,000 unit of vitamin D daily. I know. I don't know if it just comes with age or what, but it's bad. I seriously have not seen below 7 or 8 in years for pain. It's insane. I know. And I told James Monday, I said, how much pain can one person endure until they've had too much? And I was at the point, I was telling James, I don't know how many more years I can live in 12. But like I said, Tuesday was better. But Monday, I was just want somebody to come in and give me this miracle pill or drug or whatever. I just wanted something, like by IV, anything. I was hurting that bad. It was bad. I beat stage 4. I know that word, breast cancer. That means diagnosed 7 years ago this week. Treatment was horrific, but the chemo actually cured my something syndrome autoimmune. See, still cancer free after 7 years. Oh, that's awesome. They wanted me to take chemo for my autoimmune. It started with the M. It was a pill. And I said, what are the side effects of this chemo? And I thought she'd say if I was going to lose my hair or, but she said, well, the worst thing that can happen is you can get cancer from taking this chemo. And I said, wait a minute, hold up, what? She said, yeah, you can get cancer from taking this chemo. It was leukemia. And I said, no. On top of what I have, I don't need an oncologist. I mean, I've got every kind of doctor you can think of. I don't need an oncologist. So I chose the steroids over the chemo, and then I went back and took the chemo for 3 months to try to get off the steroids earlier when I was diagnosed. And then after that, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't take this chemo, because we saw this lady at, James and I go to the casinos on the coast every summer for our anniversary and our birthdays. And we were just happened to sit by this couple, and we were talking about our disabilities. And she had lost her hair, and she started talking about having cancer, but she first had an autoimmune disease. And I said, really? And then you got cancer? She said, yeah, I took chemo and got cancer. And I said, oh no. Oh no. I looked at James. I said, I got to get off this. So that told me right there that it could happen, And then I was like, I'm not doing that pill anymore. Then hardly sleeping is crazy. I don't know how to I'm even alive. I understand, Claudette. Some nights I only sleep about 3 or 4 hours, maybe. I'm talking about 2 hours, wake up, hour and a half, go back to sleep. It's just sporadic. If I get 5 hours of straight sleep, then I've accomplished something. And I feel good the next day if I can get 5 hours of uninterrupted sleep. I feel good. But there's no way I'm staying in bed past 6 o'clock, because my body's hurting so bad when I wake up. I have to get up out of the bed and start getting my pain under control. I can't just lay in the bed because I'm hurting from my fingertips down my neck, my back, because I have neurosarcoidosis. That means your nervous system. That means all the nerves in your body are hypersensitive, and I have neuropathy in my fingers, in my feet. My spine is just, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just telling y'all I can live with it and I do well with it, but I'm just telling you the facts. So when it's in your nervous system, all your nerves, and you can imagine how many nerves you have in your body. So therefore, it's pinging off all my nerves. So that's why I'm in pain all the time. I have cardiosarcoidosis, which is heart. That's why I have a pacemaker. I'm going to get some of that, Amy. B12 is so important. Yes. Yeah, I feel the same way. I have done vitamin B complex, vitamin D, and added the CoQ10. CoQ10, that's what that is. I feel so much better the past week since starting it. I'm going to try that CoQ10. 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 Chemo almost killed my husband twice. We went all our research when we did all our research when he had lung cancer 3 years ago. I didn't know that chemo was going to cure my autoimmune disease, Grin syndrome. I've never heard that, but I will look it up. It was a happy accident. I know, and I can understand by you saying that why they treat autoimmune diseases with chemo, because they were trying to give me chemo for my uh, autoimmune disease. I understand that concept. Yes, it will, depending on, yes. It's like, to me, I have a thought of it's like poison in your system. It's like feeding somebody poison to get them well. To me, that's what I envision. I don't know if it's like that or not. And if somebody wants to do it, I am not down on them for wanting to choose that to do that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But I know a friend of mine, she had breast cancer. I went to church with her. She did chemo off and on for 15 years. And she come to me one day after church and said, "Can I talk to you a minute?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we went over by her car and she said, "I'm tired. I just want you to know I'm tired." And her husband's name was Danny. And she said, "I hadn't told Danny yet, but I'm not taking any more chemo. I'm just tired. I can't do it anymore." And about 3 weeks later, she went back to the doctor and told the doctor that she wasn't doing it. She wasn't doing it. And of course, she passed away not long after that. But she said, "I am so tired of what this chemo is doing to my body." She said, "You can't imagine what it does. If it weren't for the pain, I maybe sleep for 4 or 5 hours, but that's not happening. A lot of mine is lymphedema too, not just my knees." And Claudette, I didn't realize this until home health started getting this inflammation off of my lower extremities. I knew my legs hurt, but now that the inflammation has gone down, I looked at James the other night and I said, "My legs aren't hurting like they did when they were real swollen." At night, when they were swollen and I'd have to elevate them or do the machine, they would hurt and throb so bad that I would almost just, I mean, it was bad. But I hadn't even noticed it until the other night. I was in bed and I thought, wait a minute, my feet aren't hurting as bad as they have been hurting. But it's because the inflammation has gone down. But I think the pain was coming from the stretching of the of your skin because of the swelling. And my left leg is completely no inflammation. I can wear a large compression stocking on it when it used to be a 3X stocking. I can wear a large and slash extra large. On the right, they're still wrapping it, but it's gone down tremendously. I'm so glad you came in, Amy. I've learned a lot today. No, I didn't. It just appeared a few years ago, and I had cellulitis and ulcers and swelling ever since. Swelling is down now, but my legs are both rock hard always. Y'all see me doing this? James and I didn't go to the eye doctor last year because we were so busy doing other things. And I made us an eye doctor appointment. That's another thing steroids do. Steroids ruin your eyesight. I'm in trifocals right now. I don't know where you go from trifocals. I mean, does anybody know what they make past trifocals? I don't know. I don't know what they make. But I told my doctor to make my B12 a double. It has never worked for me. Oh, really? B12 work. It helps me, I think. It is, Josie. It is. It is. Josie, did your husband take chemo? I think Josie's husband had cancer. Don't I may be misquoting. Correct me if I'm wrong, Josie. With my anemia that I was born with, chemo would kill me. Yeah. So you don't have a choice either. Right now, I'm waiting for the results. Josie, hold on. Josie has this weird name. I think it has something to do with her blood. Like she said, it's equivalent to sickle cell that some people have, and it's equivalent to that. So I think it's something to do with her blood. Right now, I'm waiting for the results of my thyroid nodules that I've had for years. My throat has been closing up for months now. I made a recipe that keeps it under control until we know what the problem is. Now, what recipe did you use? What recipe? I take 10,000 mcgs a day. I'm getting used to the bifocals too. I'm in trifocals, like try 3. My legs are always swollen and hard with lymphedema. Yeah, Josie has lymphedema. I'm glad I saw you were live. I've done a boatload of research and I try to share everything I've learned. I'm glad. I'm glad, Amy. That means a lot because on this channel we talk about, last time we were talking about turmeric and, help me remember, Claudette, turmeric and something else you mix together. And I was going to try that. Yeah, trifocals. He refused chemo. Oh, yeah, okay. I have trifocals as well and seriously need to go to the eye doctor for an updated prescription. Oh, I don't know where I go from trifocals. I really don't know. I don't have cataracts. Steroids can give you cataracts, but I don't have cataracts. Well, I didn't the last time I went to the eye doctor. I don't feel like I do now. But yes, Josie, I understand. I wear compression 1 to 2 hours daily. It helps a bit. Raw honey. Raw honey. I gotta write that now. Raw honey, cinnamon, and turmeric. I think that's what it is. Yes. Funny story. My hubby tells me I should be a doctor after all the research. Well, that's really what an MD is, Amy. is they go to school and do all this research, and then they get the degree. They just have the license on the wall that says that they can practice and they pass the test to, it's all, but you can do enough research. I'm sure you probably know as much as the doctor. But see, I'm going to ask questions about what's going on with me. And I don't know where my mind was the day that the doctor was talking to me about steroids. I don't know where my mind was. I don't know what I was thinking. That's my recipe for the sugars to go down, Angie. The one with the turmeric. Yeah. The funny part is he was serious. Look, I'm all for somebody coming in because we know our bodies, and we know what our bodies will do and what they won't do, and what we can stand and what we can't stand. So when somebody else comes in and says, "Look, I've been through this. I've lived it. I know what this is going to do to you." I like to hear that because that doctor standing in front of you, 9 times out of 10 has not lived what you are going through. But if somebody comes in my chat that has is fighting an autoimmune disease or fighting, cancer or something, I know that they have been down the similar route that I have been down, and I tend to listen to what they're saying. I have 2 recipes. I do lots of research since doctors can't help. Yep. And now the apple cider vinegar, let me tell y'all this. And Claudette, I don't know if you do apple cider vinegar or not, but the apple cider vinegar, which I don't like the taste of apple cider vinegar, but look, if it'll help my situation, I can take a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons in the morning. And I have been taking apple cider vinegar. I mean, it only gonna hurt for a second. You know what I'm saying? And if I see some changes in me, like I feel like it's helping, I'll continue it. But if I don't, I'm not gonna put myself through anything just because, I think it's gonna help. What is the difference in that cinnamon than other cinnamons? Y'all keep saying this specific cinnamon. What is the difference? Is that the name brand of it, or is that the type of cinnamon it is? I used to take that as well. I wish I could tolerate ACV, apple cider vinegar. It's very good for lowering blood pressure. I didn't know it was for blood pressure. Somebody was telling me the reason I was taking it was because um weight is supposed to be good for weight and curbing your appetite and something else. I want to say something to do with the blood. Yeah, we get local honey. Because, see, my husband was brought up when they were growing up, if they got a sniffle or anything, their mama pumped them full of honey. They would take a spoonful of honey before they went to school. Well, when both of my children were coming up, if they got the sniffles or whatever, James would get them in the kitchen before that in the morning time, and he would pump them full of honey. And my daughter does that to this day. Now, I don't know if Matt does it because he lives in Louisiana, so I don't know if he does it. But Taylor will still take the honey. Doctors do not know much about medications. Ask your pharmacist. Yeah, my daughter-in-law is a pharmacist in a hospital. She's a hospital pharmacist over the ICU department in Louisiana at Our Lady of the Lake Hospital. And she says the same thing about that. We get our honey at the market. Wait, Christina, what does that say? Bourbon, Bourbon is good to lower. I just butchered that. I don't know what that is. My grand was shaman medicine woman, and I am blessed with 3 nurses in my family. Oh, all right. That's awesome. We all know our bodies way better than a physician does. Never discount your own. You know about your yes. Your and I believe that with your children too. I knew my children better than when I took them to a pediatrician. I respect the doctor's opinion, but it's not the divine. Yes. Okay, it's hard to swallow, but it helps a bit. Yeah. Oh, it's medicinal cinnamon. Oh, okay. Make a smoothie with the good added to the ew. Normal cinnamon won't do such much to help, but I'm sure it still helps. It's more concentrated, more medicinal, packed with great stuff. Oh, okay. Turmeric is a natural blood thinner, so don't take this if you're on blood thinners. Oh, that's good to know. Hey, Nana T, welcome in. We just going over all this medical stuff, Nana. We are talking about this and that, and who'd have thought it, and who did it, and why we did it, and why we won't do it again, and all this stuff. Turmeric is powerful, but it's definitely a blood thinner. Yes. Yes, I've been on this, Christine, and it did lower my sugar at all, though it may work for others. Yeah, not for everyone. But it noticeably lowers mine. Doctors make mistakes all the time. Do your research. Yes, there. I mean, I'm sure my son is a great physical therapist. I'm sure he knows the ins and outs of what he needs to do, and I'm sure he keeps up on the latest. But I also know I raised that little boy, and I also know he's not perfect, and he is capable of making mistakes. That he's human. So I hope his patients don't look at him like he knows everything. You know, I want them to do their own research if they want to do something to their body. And I know he wouldn't intentionally tell them something wrong to do something wrong, but I do know that he's human. Yes, you're exactly right, Nana. You're exactly right. Oh, yes, they do, Josie. They're the reason I have lymphedema. 4 doctors missed it, and my doctor looked at 2 pics of my legs and had nurses at my door the next morning. It was during COVID. Well, see, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I thought the reason that I knew I could tell my feet were swelling. Okay, now don't judge me on this, but if you have to, it's okay. I knew my feet were swelling, but I thought the upper part of my leg, um, my calves and all, I thought I had just gained weight and they were big because I'd gained weight. Okay. I did not realize that my legs could get this big around again. I didn't realize that. This left one looks like a normal, like small leg now. So I told my doctor Monday, my regular general practitioner doctor, I said, I'm kind of worried that the fluid is up here now since all this is pushing. He said, no, Angie, that's not fluid. that's something with your digestive system, which my digestive system is messed up. It doesn't work well because I'm not ambulatory, and I'm not active, and it does not work well. And taking steroids can give you gastric problems and all this stuff. So he prescribed me a probiotic, a prescription probiotic, which I was taking a probiotic like over the counter, but he prescribed one that he thinks will work, and other things to do for my digestive. So he seems to think all this is not fluid, but because of my digestive system. So we'll see. Hi, Angie, and everyone in the chat. Thank you, Angie, for sharing. Hey, Pamela, how are you doing? I can't even wear normal shoes in years. Oh, I have a pair of shoes that I would wear when I would go to the doctor, but it would be I'd have to. They were white, and they had the Velcro that I had to Velcro over my feet. And this one would be looser than my right because my right swells more than my left because I have foot drop. If you don't know what foot drop is, you can go Google it. You'll see what it is. But I have foot drop in my right foot, and that's my leg that's paralyzed. So I don't move it, and the fluid is more stationary and stays there longer. But I could wear shoes. I have a pair of shoes I could wear. But with my new AFO, now get this. With my new AFO, my shoe's going to be built into my AFO. It's going to be like a brace. You seen like Forrest Gump had? He had the little shoe and then the brace that went up his leg. Okay, it's going to sort of be like that, and the other one's going to have to match. So I'm going to have these ugly black shoes, which I do not care. I'm not trying to impress anybody. If it'll make the fluid stay down on my feet and the pain go away, I don't really care what it looks like. I'm not out to impress anybody. I'm way past that stage. Way past that stage. So last time I had an AFO, my shoe was not built into it. It was not built in. You can wear Crocs, Claudette. Oh, Nana, that's sweet. Thank you. Nana's so sweet. Y'all got to go check her out. Y'all always do. I know y'all do. Y'all support Nana. She's awesome. I just love her. I've been walking on the outsides of my feet since needing the 2 knee replacements. So I'm now bowleg. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Well, see, I don't know if y'all could. I have to wear men's sandals. I remember you telling that, Josie, which I wouldn't care if it was men's or not. I'm sure Josie's way past caring too. Hey, Richard, how are you? So let me tell y'all about this. Since Claudette says something about it, her being bow-legged or whatever. My left foot, now I can move my right leg. It's weak, but it's not paralyzed like my right leg. But because I have foot drop, this foot does this. I can't control it. It just flops down. Well, my ankle's real weak. I mean, it is weak. So when I went to get out of we went to the doctor Monday. I had my shoes on. But when I went to get out of my Jeep, when I pressed my foot down, I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel my right foot on the concrete. And I was going by my right foot. I could feel that I had my right foot down and it was going to support me. Well, when I stepped down to get out, my right leg hydroplaned back, and Matt said, Mama, if you ever do that, it's going to be horrible. So it kind of went back like it was going to like do something. And I caught it. And I turned my foot in like this real fast so it wouldn't continue to go back. And I went, oh, and James said, what is it? I said, oh my gosh, I almost messed up. And I sat down in my wheelchair and my knee started hurting where it automatically went back like it was going to hydroplane backwards. And it has been sore since Monday because I did that. But I have to be real careful because my ankle is so weak because my foot just goes like this on my right leg because I have foot drop. But this brace is supposed to help that and keep that under control without it slipping. I used to have the best pair of legs around. Oh, I know. I did too. I miss them. I miss those legs. I'm just grateful to have what I have because I never say it can't get worse because I know it can. And I thank the Lord every morning I wake up that I'm still like I was the day before because I'll just be 58 in May. And I'm thinking, what am I going to be like when I get 68? If I'm like this at 58. So every day I try to do something. And I'm so glad I went ahead and got the home health to come as far as the physical therapist and all that to try to get me stronger. I'm terrified of falling. Oh, Claudette. Oh, the thought of, and I have fallen. That's why I went to the hospital the other week, but I had fallen. They were supposed to come help me get up, but then they saw my breathing wasn't good, and that's when I found out I had pneumonia and the flu. But my doctors, and not just one of my doctors, have told me if you ever fall and break a hip, and see, they don't know that I know this, but my grandfather's hip broke and then he fell because he had osteoporosis. And see, I have it in my right hip. I have osteo that I take a pill once a month for my osteoporosis. And I know as heavy as I am, I could stand up one day and my right hip could just break without me falling. I already know that. I'm so sorry y'all are going through this. Wish I could make it all perfect and at least better. Oh, thank you, Nana. It doesn't bother me to talk about it. And I don't sit around going, why me? Why me? And I don't feel sorry for myself. I get tired sometimes of the pain, but I never ask the question, why me? I mean, here's the deal. Why not me? Who am I? What makes me so special to think that I'm not supposed to get something wrong with me? I was never promised a rose garden. That's not what I was promised. So, I mean, it is what it is. I have it. There's nothing I can do about it. I just have to live with it. And I think attitude has a lot to do with it. And don't misunderstand me when I say that because I get down some days. And like Monday, I was just tired. I was at a pain level 12 and I was just tired. I was just like, I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this anymore. All right, Holly. Bye-bye, darling. I simply want one of my knees replaced to get the show started. Enough is enough. The pain is unbearable. My sister, Claudia, I don't know if I told you this or not, but my sister has the same knee problems that you do. The one that came in, Mimi, she came in earlier and hers is bone on bone. But hers isn't as bad as yours. But she's in a lot of pain too. Yes, Josie, yes. That's what I've had since age 48 in both my knees. To know you're going to know you're going to feel this much pain daily is just too much. Like, yes. Both my knee. Oh, you had both your knees replaced? Awesome. Hey, Purple, how are you? Welcome in. Um, I think, we should talk about the things that are wrong with us because it helps other people to realize that they're not the only ones that go through things, that people deal with similar ailments or things, and that just because you see somebody and they acting all happy all the time doesn't mean that they don't go through things, because you do. But it's like Josie and I were talking, and I've heard people uh, tell this before. You have 3 days. You know, you get 72 hours. That's what I used to tell James. You when he would get sick before I got down, and I was working and he was working and the kids were going to school, and one of us would get sick and we'd go, okay, you got 72 hours. You got 72 hours to get over whatever's wrong with you, and then it's time to move on. And anything you're going through, depression, which I know some people can't, you have to go to a doctor. I understand that. But it's a good thing to talk about it. Not only it may help others help. Yes. I never talk about my health. My family sees me and know how I'm doing, and they try to fuss over me, but they know I do well. I don't do well with help. Well, Miss Prissy, Claudette, Miss Prissy girl, you're gonna have to learn how to accept help. It's hard because I had to learn to do that too because I was very independent. But now I have to wait on somebody to drive me somewhere. I have to wait on James to come help me get out of the car when we go to the doctor. I mean, I have to wait. Wait, wait, wait. Waiting is my middle name. I know, but I've always been the one to, I know, girlfriend. I know. And when I say I know, I know. But you just gonna have to, and I get like this house, they're coming to declutter and spring clean my house. I have been in this house so long that if I wasn't going to get somebody to come declutter it and spring clean it, I was just going to start loading up garbage bags full of just stuff and just throwing it out because I'm so tired of the excess and sitting in it. Because when I was ambulatory and was healthy, I could clean my house to top to bottom, and I was good to go. And I enjoyed doing it when I was in the mood. But I can't do that now, and I have to sit and wait for somebody that can walk to come in and say, "Oh, I can't reach that," or "Could you pull that down out of the closet for me?" Or "Could you go do this or that?" I have to wait on that. I can't just do it, which is aggravating. But I got to the point now where it's like I can only do what I can do. But when I called those people and said, "Look, you got to come clean my house," and when I mean clean, I mean spring clean it. Ceiling fans, windows, curtains, uh, baseboards. You got to help me clean out these walk-in closets. I'm in it. I was like, I've had it, and that's when James knew I had went my limit. Is when I called these people up and said, "You got to come. You got to come now and help me." Claudette, I had to learn how to ask for help. Then I'm very careful who I ask. Yes, that's true. Yeah, Josie. Good Lord. I don't see how Josie does as much as she does. Uh, Y'all know. Y'all been over there at Josie's. Y'all know what she does. Oh, I'm very stubborn too. And we need to be neighbors, Claudette. Yeah, Nana, I am about to get rid of some things. And I was telling them early that James is working tomorrow and Friday. He's working days. Ooh, I'm going to get rid of some of his things. Some clothes that he thought he couldn't live without. They going bye-bye. And then when he goes to looking for them, I'm going to say, I didn't know that fit anymore. Did that still fit? Oh, I didn't know. Did you want that? I donated it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I wish I had the money for someone to come clean my house. Yeah, we are, Claudette. Nana said, I'm telling him, wait till after they leave, Nana. Wait till Saturday or Sunday because they'll have it all taken away. Which I'm right up there too. I'm going to be get rid of some of my things, but I'm in the mood. I'm like, I'm an opposite of a hoarder. I'm saying, take it. Who needs this? Who wants it? Who can use it? James? Oh my goodness. I don't know if y'all's significant other is like this, but James wants to save bolts and screws, and y'all just can't imagine what this man wants to save. And I'll see it and I'll say, which I've been married to him long enough now, I know to ask. Now, are you keeping this or can I throw this away when it comes to something that looks like a bolt or a screw or something he's going to use for something? I'll ask, can I throw this away? But this man, you just cannot imagine what he keeps. And I'm going, why? Why is he keeping this? It's crazy. Finishing hooks. Yes, Nana, his exact words. But I don't ever know when I'm going to need it. Okay, here's the thing, James. We've been married 38 years, almost. You've not needed it. You've not needed it. And I promise, if there's some screws in there that you needed, I'm sure we can go buy some more if you happen to get rid of them. Okay? It's just silly to me the way he does. He has got clothes in his closet. I'm not making this up. That he had in high school. That was back in 1985 that he hasn't let me get rid of. Okay? Now we have gotten rid of some more recent things of his, but for some reason these things that he's hanging on to from the past, I don't know why he's doing that, but it is crazy. I could open my own bait and tackle store with all the fishing things in this house. Oh no, Purple. Which I love to fish. I love to go fishing, especially when they're biting. Oh my gosh. And a lot of northerners in other states think that catfish is a bottom feeder and they're nasty if you eat catfish. But I love catfish. I love fried catfish. Love it. 250 poles. And I thought James had a lot of fishing poles. Now, see, I won't get rid of any of that stuff, and I won't get any rid of any of his hunting stuff. Like his camouflage and all of his hunting stuff. But I will get them to, which he's got it pretty much in the closet. They'll just have to organize it in the closet. It is, Nana. Your own tackle and bait shop, exactly. It is. Wow, who used to fish, Purple? Did you fish that much when you were younger? Or do you still fish that much? I don't know. That is wild. And I thought James had an obsession with hunting and his hobby, but somebody had a hobby. Oh, y'all both did. Okay. Look, so I have a story about fishing. I always fish with a Zebco. You know, you mash the button, you start to throw it, then you release. There's no backlash. Well, you can backlash it, but if you know anything about it, it's real easy. A Zebco is. So when I met James and we went fishing, he had these reels that were open that you could see the fishing line. You know what I'm saying? And it was an open reel thing. And that's all he had. I said, "Where's my Zebco?" He said, "I don't have a Zebco. I don't, whatever. But you can use one of these. You're not going to hurt it." Boy, was he wrong. Oh my goodness. I backlashed that rod and reel so bad. James said, "I have never seen anybody backlash a rod and reel as bad as this one." He said, "How did you do this?" I said, "I don't know. I just threw it out and I don't know what it did." But anyway, needless to say, he went and bought me a Zebco, and I don't use his stuff anymore. I have done some ice fishing. They'd even deliver pizza on the lake to our cabin. So cool. Oh man, that's amazing. I think I'd like to ice fish. I think that'd be cool. What kind of fish are you catching when you ice fish? What is it? Trout? Is it what is it? What kind of fish is it? I bet your grandkids love fishing. That's a great outdoor fan. Oh, if you're talking to Purple, I bet they do. But my grandbabies are going to know how to fish because, I mean, James is going to make sure of that. Which like I said, I love to go fishing too. I love to fish. Oh my gosh, I love it. Now, I'm not going to sit there for 2 or 3 hours and not get a bite. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. No, 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 no. I'm not doing it. But if they're biting and I can catch a few, I'll sit there for a while. But my grandmother used to sit on a bank and she would sit there whether they were biting or not, and she would switch baits. She'd go to artificial baits, to live baits, to worms, to this old stuff. This looks like you roll it up and you put it on your hook, and it stinks. Oh, it stinks so bad. She'd use livers and shrimp and all this, and then she'd use, and none of it was working, and she would still try everything. And we would say, "Memo, they're not biting. Let's go." "Oh no, honey, they'll start biting in a minute." No, they won't. Trout. Okay. Salmon. Oh, I bet that was fun. I have no clue about fish. I love to fish, but don't know about them. Dough balls. It was this stinky stuff that she used to roll up and then roll in flour and put it on her hook. One of those prone hooks that you use when you are catfishing with, and then she'd put a cork on the line. Now I love to use a cork when I'm fishing to see the cork go under, when the fish is biting. I love that. I love that. Whitefish, wally. Oh yeah. I love to eat anything that swims, like fish, seafood. Oh, I'm more of that person. Now I like other meats, but I really like seafood and fish and things like that. Yeah, it is fun. Ugly sticks are the way to go for the kiddo. Yes. Now I know what ugly sticks are. I do know what that is. I do know what that is. But guys, this has been great. We have talked about illnesses, my new wheelchair that I've wrecked and got scratches and bruises. Got this scratch right here. So I'm learning it. So if I come back on, I got this big black eye. It won't be because James has done anything to me. It's because I've ran into the wall or something. I'm trying to learn the new wheelchair. They will take the weight of the salmon. I bet James Smith would love to catch salmon. I have to tell y'all this story. Don't judge, but you can. I don't mind. In the South, and I grew up with like real country, rural Southern people, okay? I'm just going to tell y'all I did. Love them, love them, love them. I always said salmon. My grandmother always said salmon patties. Uh, she's going to cook salmon croquettes. And everybody in my family said salmon, okay? Little did I know when I grew up that it was salmon, that the L was silent. I did not know that. All right, so try to tell country rural folks that the L in salmon is silent, that you don't say salmon, it's salmon. Okay? It doesn't go over well. It doesn't go over well. And it's like telling somebody, they would say, well, do you say knife? No, the K is silent. You say knife. Well, why isn't knife? If it's that's what I try to tell them. Do you say knife? No, the K is silent. Just like in salmon, the L is silent. Oh no, you wasn't telling the older folks that the L in salmon was silent. So I just stopped talking about it and let them say the way they want to say it. I say salmon, and the older folks that I knew, and which most of them have passed on now, would say salmon patties. And I would go, oh, and just like my grandmother would say Nancy instead of Nancy, like somebody's name is Nancy. She would say Nancy, and I would go, oh, I would never name my little girl Nancy, because the first time my grandmother said Nancy, I would it just makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. And then Sarah would be Sarah, and I love the name Sarah. I love that name. But in our area, when the older people around here, they would say Sarah. And I would just lose it. If I would have named Taylor Nancy or Sarah, and one of the older people would have said Nancy or Sarah, I would have lost it. I would have just been like, no, 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 no. Come here. Come here. It's Sarah and it's Nancy. It's not Nancy and Sarah. It's Nancy and Sarah. But they probably wouldn't have listened. But I loved them. I loved them. Yeah, it is salmon. It's salmon. Yeah, it's just them saying it how they knew it right. It was just their language. I mean, I wasn't judging them for it. It's just like, but when my grandmother would say, I want take me over to Sarah's house or Nancy's. Take me to Nancy's. And I was like, Memo, I think, do you mean Nancy? Yeah, Nancy. I'm like, God love her. I loved her. And I mean, I do to this day. But that's just the way she was taught to say names. and she couldn't hear me correcting her. To her, I was saying the same thing she was saying because I would say, Memo, Nancy? Yeah, Nancy. She couldn't tell that she was speaking any different. I have learned that people just me who, they, yeah, yeah, I just look back and smile. It's a nice memory of who that, yes, that's what I, but when I was younger, like in my 20s or 30s, I would try to correct her and say, "You mean Nancy?" Now I would never do that. I wasn't trying to correct her because I was ashamed of the way she was speaking, because I wasn't. I was just thinking, if I ever have a child and name her Nancy or name her Sarah, please, please, please don't say it like that. Like I said, I loved her and I respected her, and hey, Tea Time Adventure, how are you? Welcome in. It does, Michael, and I've learned over the years not to do that. This is when I was back at my grandmother has been passed away since 90, 97. She passed away in 97, and I was 30. I was probably 30 because I was born in 67. Yeah, I was 30. So I didn't, until I turned 40, I didn't realize I didn't know everything. When I turned 40, I realized I didn't know anything, and then I started learning. You know what I'm saying? But when I was still in my 30s, I thought I knew everything. And then I hit 40 and I realized I knew nothing. And then I could start learning, you know? Yeah, she didn't take it like that because, and she was the only one that I would say something to. Her sisters and brothers, my aunts and uncles, I would never say anything to them, but I would always say something to her and she wouldn't take it the wrong way. She would just say, "You speak the way you want to speak, and I'll speak the way I want to speak." And I would say, "Okay, Mama." Oh, Michael, you didn't learn to speak till you were sick? Wow. That's a story in itself. No, I wasn't judging her. I was just, it was just different. She understood. She was like my mom. She lived with me the last 5 years of her life. We had a good relationship. My mama and I did. Bye, Amy. Thank you for coming in. You didn't know how to speak English, Claudette? What'd you speak? I would love to hear that story, Michael. I bet that is interesting. What would you speak, Claudette? French? Oh, Tea Time's Adventure. Thank you. Let me play this for you. Let me play this for you, honey bunny. Super chill. Thank you, Tea Time. Thank you. Nana Tink made that for me. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. I would never make fun. And I wasn't making fun of her then because she knew that I was joking with her. But that was just the way they spoke. It wasn't, I mean, it wasn't just her. I mean, her whole entire family spoke that same way. And it was no wrong or right to it. It was just the way they were brought up. They were brought up speaking that way. since I am in call at work. Oh, you're on call? Or have you switched jobs? I got it. French. Oh, I would love to learn how to speak French. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. I'm so sorry. Hey, Wildflower, welcome in. No, you're in California. Okay, got you, girlfriend. So good to have you. I'm so glad you made it. Well, Michael, I love you, and I'm sorry that you went through that. Oh, I know, Michael. I'm thankful for mine too. You've got to be a strong person. That probably made you real strong. Oh, I bet you have. But like I said, my grandmother was like my mother, and we were very close. Yeah, I'm fixing to shut her down. I'm fixing to shut her down. Thank you guys for coming. I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it. See you later. Bye.